Well, welcome, one and all. This is Robert Roy, your host. Hope you're all having a glorious day today. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would type the number 1 in the questions box, I would greatly appreciate it. Lets me know that I'm not talking to myself for the next half hour, whatever it is. Well, I do appreciate that so very much. Thank you. Joseph, morning to you as well. Everything is great, and you're welcome. Class in Chicago was a lot of fun, guys. I had an absolute blast there. Am really excited about that class. Great time. So those of you that missed it, boy, oh boy, it's always fun when you're down on the floor, and it's even more exciting when you're down on the floor and the euro gets crazed along with the pound after the Brexit announcement, which was unprecedented, unheard of, not believed it was going to happen. That's for sure. Paulo, morning. Lucky enough to have had some put positions on Tesla and Spiders, Netflix, PNW for the big drop. It's always a good thing, isn't it? Morning, Diane. How are you? Dr. Tom. How we doing, Robert? Long time no see. You're right. Let's see. It was Friday afternoon in Chicago. Yeah, I must be excited because of the people there. Some of the people were really nice there, Robert. You're right. No worries, Josephina. We'll go back. How you doing, Jamie? Morning, Ed. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, some, Robert. Not all. Some of the people I was excited to see. Others it was okay to see. And I'm not naming names. You know who you are. Let's see. Sure, Jeff's asking for a quick idea on the futures for the S&P. Sure, I'll show you that in a second there, Jeff. We'll definitely get that for you. All right, let's go ahead and get into this disclaimer thingy. They tell me it's important and we need to do it. So basically it says I am not an advisor. I cannot legally tell you to buy or sell a stock. Yeah, it's just against the law. The SEC, which the Securities and Exchange Commission, they require you to be licensed in order to do so. I am not, and I do not want to be. So if you find a candidate, indicator, trade setup, something, anything that you like here today, my suggestion is you paper trade it first before ever putting 1 penny of real money into the trade setup or indicator, and then and only then would you do so if it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance. Now, keep something in mind. Because I am not an advisor, that means I'm not under trading restrictions. That means that we may choose to enter or exit a trade at any given time without prior notice. That is cool. So, guys, I just got in from Philip from our tech department to let me know that we are right now, as we're doing this class in our WebEx here, we are live on YouTube with this as well. So that is fantastic, guys. We are all over the world, people watching us with this stuff. And actually, we do have many that are from other countries here. Let's see. All right, let me go ahead and bring this up. So, Jeff, if you look at the tickers in this, what's called a radar screen, these are, and forget about the Russell because I don't have the data active for it, but this is the YM is @YMU16. The @YM is the continuous contract. And then you have ESU16 and NQU16. So that is the symbology for it, Jeff. All right, so let me know if you need other help. Robert, you kill me. Okay, good, Jeff. Good. Excellent. Jeff V. Pablo said, still having the same usual inner struggle, not able to jump out too early nor waiting for it too long. All right. Well, it's just part of the game, right? Paulo is learning how to overcome some of that in there. So let's see. Richard, how you doing, bud? Yes, thank you. My daughter's birthday is yesterday. We had a great time. It was just close family. That's all it was. We didn't have any big party. With my wife's health, we did not want to tax her with too much to do. So So we pretty much took care of most everything yesterday for her. She had very little to do, got to sit and visit with family a good part of the day anyway. So, but I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I just cannot believe that I am actually the father of a 19 and a 22-year-old child or children. It just seems unheard of for me. How in the world did that happen? Richard said, I can relate. Had older daughter, sweet 16 this week. And oh, hope that was great. We head off to our cruise. Guys, this will be our last power hour for the next 2 weeks because I will be out of the country. We're going on a cruise to Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico, I should say, and then coming back to Puerto Rico and spending a couple of days there. And while we're on the cruise, we're going on there's going to be a quinceañera, which is for my sister-in-law's family. It is for the 15-year-old girl, unlike our sweet 16 here. Yeah, so super excited about just getting on the cruise. That's it. And we're bringing our NutriBullet with us so we can juice everything. All right, cool. So, guys, what symbols did you want me to take a look at today? What did you guys want to talk about today? Help me out on where you want to go. I mean, if you look at the Dow, look at the YM, it is pretty awesome. I gotta say, it really is. YM is the Dow futures. If you look right here, we drew the Fibonacci's on a daily chart from that low to that high. We had this pullback right into this 236, great cluster there. That wick brought it back again. We broke down just below it on Friday on a 236, and then today we're right back at that 382 with the wick. So I am really excited just what the Dow looks like, and the S&P, not just Dow. And here's the thing, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is I need to see, let's do this instead. Let me just do it here. All right. So right now we're sitting at the S&P at 1993. I love that we're down below that 2000 level. But here's the thing, guys. If you want to know where my target is, what I want to see happen, what I want to see us get down to, I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, can I get it to drawing tools here? I'll get close. That's close, right in there. I want to see 1604 is the level I'm looking for on the S&P. So we've been down here twice to that 1791 level ish, right about there, 1783 to those two bottoms, and nice level. But we need to see the push down to that 1600. That's a 50% retracement on a much larger scale, and I'll show you in the extreme charts, on a much larger scale. So I'm looking for that. So those of you that think we've gotten plummeted the last couple of days, I'm just going to say you ain't seen nothing yet. Let's see. I would love to see it down there. Now, will it get there? I can't say. But that's where we need to be to shake out the looky-loos. And if we go back and look at extreme charts, and you see big move down, big move up, big move down, big move up. We're whipsawing all over the place. Yeah, there's buying opportunities, but that's the problem, is we are not actually letting the market shake itself out. And all the looky-loos are still hanging around. And this is updated today. I got it updated right before we got started here. So we need this shakeout to take place and to kind of clean up a little bit and bring us down to that 1600 level, as I talked about, right about in here. It's 1597. So right about here, 1604 is the number. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Where do I select to allow for audio? Yeah, there's no audio as far as, Charles, there's no audio as far as the microphone, but there is for speaker. So Philip, I'm not sure if you're in here or not, but I'm getting asked that question. I think that's a YouTube question. Okay, so Bob, I'm going to go ahead and pull up UVXY for you. Today could be a very short class since you're the only one that typed a symbol in. Wow, okay. Let's see. That's a mo better. All right, let's just get that recent fib that I had drawn in there. Okay, so let's see. Give me a second, guys. All right. So when we look at UVXY, the original fib that I have drawn from that 0 down to that, the 1 down to the 0 line, we had a nice retracement back to the 50, a pullback, and we hung at the fib. Came back to the 50 one more time and then got a colossal fail off of it. We still have not violated the negative 618, and it doesn't give me any great setups or great places to change the fib to. But the overall pattern that we're looking at there, Bob, I'm going to kind of bring it in a little bit just to zoom in on it, is for me to be bullish, I need to be a close above the 55, which is the brown line. Now, the bigger picture is still bearish, but it's the first time we're retesting that 55 period moving average, right? And if we get above it, I'm okay as long as the 8 maintains above the 21, the pink above the green. So ideally, you want to have your shorter time period on the top if you're looking bullish. So you'd like it to be, you'd like your higher moving average to be an 8. The one under that is a 21, and the one under that is the 55, right? Not the way I have it now. It's 55, 8, 21. It's okay, but it's not great. We also have this topping pattern in here. You know, if you look off of these wicks, I'll draw right off of here with that line. If you look right there at that 1675 level, we're just kind of banging our head on that level. I'm not sure right now with the market as it is, do I really want to fight with the Dow down 205, the S&P down another 27 points, and the NASDAQ about 75 more to the downside as well. Kind of painful in the grand scheme of things there. So, guys, it looks like, wait, someone said something about H. Yeah, Diane, let's talk about moving the Fibonacci tonight. You're talking, wait, are you talking about on the YM or you're talking about on a stock? If you're talking about the YM, yeah, on the YM, I definitely want to do that at night for the group tonight. So if you bring that up and remind me of that, we'll definitely talk about that. But who said H? I saw something in there. Let's see. Okay, you guys woke up a little bit. I'm seeing symbols come in. Clayton, you were missed this week, my friend. I thought I saw someone mention the H pattern. Maybe not. I'm trying to scan now, so of course my eyes won't see it. If someone said something about an H pattern, let me know, because it looks like we may be getting a setup for one right now in there. So on the Dow right now. So, all right. Okay, cool. So let me bring it back up, guys, and get the symbols. All right, so Paulo typed in a question along with the symbols because he's got a couple symbols in there as well. But he typed in a question asking next few weeks after Brexit what to expect. Right now, Paulo, I think it's chop. We're coming into summertime and we're getting this announcement right as the summertime starts here in the U.S. I just foresee it as just that, pure chop. I don't really have a good answer as to what's going on, what's going to happen with it, where's it going to go. It's not as if we have a history to work off of with this. I anticipate overall down until it stops going down and starts going back up. But when the pound is getting plummeted on a daily basis, let's see, do I have a mini Forex over here? Okay. So if we look at the British pound, I mean, we're down again today, right? So if we look at a 5-minute chart of the pound, I mean, you can see where we closed on Friday, right? And then, we closed at whatever it was, 136. And then now we're down at 131, 132, right? We're pretty far down, right? And this is the British pound. So we've been plummeted. Again, this was Sunday's gap down. We went sideways until the European market opened, which is right about 3 o'clock. And finally, at that, as we broke through these bottoms in here, so right on this candle, which is about 4:35 this morning, we just saw a complete fail. And remember, we're looking at a 4-tick, 4 decimal points. Each last decimal point is a tick. We're talking about a move from 392 all the way down to 171. So just tremendous move to the downside there today. All right. So Paulo, I don't have the exact answer of where it's going. I just expect CHOP to be amplified right now because of what's going on in with summertime, and then this announcement of the Brexit happening right now as it did. If we look euro itself, the euro is down as well today. Once again, we'll go back to a 5. And if we just look from today, we opened up, here's Sunday, that little, I know it's light, but that white line there, that gap down, this is, from Sunday into today. So we've had just, pure drops as well on there, on the euro. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go look. Richard's asking for Netflix and Priceline. And I will be excited to talk about Priceline, I'll tell you what. I am really excited about it. So, guys, we had this nice drop down to pull back up to the 764. We failed, and we came back down to the Fibit, which is the 118. So right now, we're looking to see, with an ideal situation, what happens here. We get that continuation, that push back down to that 79.95, and we look for that continuation of bearish. Now, there's different ways of taking the trade. The breakout below the $85 level is one of the things you can do. Or you wait for the retest of the 8, which actually would be a confluence with our 89.92 level right in here. They're only about 60 or 70 cents apart. Excuse me. You wait for that retest and the rollover, and then scale out of each line that has half the exit. If you're looking for a potential push up, we're getting lower highs setting up in here. Lower lows, right? We had that low, and then we had a lower low. So we're definitely seeing, now we didn't with this one, but starting from here, we've got those lower highs and lower lows setting up. So overall right now, bearish. Where did I have it over the weekend? Oh yeah, well, we actually have an open trade on it. Let me see if I can show you what that one is. We took a trade on, we took a trade when it was at 95, a bearish trade at 95 on the 17th. So right there on that day, that vertical day, that's where we took our bearish trade. So, and actually, what did we hit for our low today? So 85, I'd be looking at 86. We got a low in today of 85.28. So our second exit was already filled. So we're already out of 7 of our contracts of our 10, with us getting in at, what did I say, 95? We got at 95, and we got out of some of the contracts at 91. and some of the contracts at 85. So we've got a 10-point move so far in there. So awesome. I love it. All right, now let's go look at Priceline. Priceline gave us Friday a perfect day trade. Guys, we took this day trade on Friday in the insights. Let me just bring this down. This is our closed positions. And there's the Priceline trade. And that line right there, my friends, $56,750 what we made on Priceline, $70,800 from Tuesday's close, and we had $4,750 to trades that had gone against us of the 5 in that mix. So 40% of those trades had gone against us, but we've now pushed to $727,000 of profit in our non-funded trades for this year. So Priceline, great company. If you can get a clear and concise entry. Was there one today? There was, if you understand how it trades. We'll talk about this in the insights, but guys, look at the intraday chart on the move down. Did we get the move back up? Because we opened up right here and pushed higher. And let's see, this is Priceline, right? So let's get back into a different template here. Okay, so what was the level of fib today? We're looking at 12.12. All right, so if I go ahead and grab a drawing tool, just go grab a trend line there. Oh, wrong one. I like the drawing menu better from here, and just grab the horizontal line. All right, that's 12.1186. We're pretty darn close, right? So we opened up first candle of the day, right? If you just put your mouse over it, you'll see there's 9:35. So it closes at 9:35, first candle of the day. We opened up down here, moved higher, failed, and as you came back across that 12.11 line, maybe down to 12.10, there was the potential entry into a bearish trade. So 12.11 down to 81, that's a 30-point move on Priceline. I could think of a lot worse things that could happen to you. I mean, we'll see how it ends up for the day, but whew, kick and tail. All right, so Priceline's in a spiral. Richard, I would only be trading it on day trades, just as Netflix. It's too far away already. Rose is asking for TLT. European company. All right, let's see. Yep. So the gap up, Rose, I need to pull back to that moving average for me to want to take this one at all. It's just too big of a move. I don't know what the news was on it today to drive it. Let me see something here. So right here, actually, let's just put it on. Let's see, my high on my CCI was 215. 215. Okay, so I'm looking for the move up to 250 for an extreme oversold or overbought rather position, looking for the reversal. I don't have it, right? So we had it right in here. We got the pullback to the moving averages, and then we took our next bounce, right? So we can get that push up on CCI up to about 250 and some kind of pullback. I don't know if I could get the pullback to the moving average anymore, but that's what I really would like to see before taking that one. All right, excuse me a second, guys. Sorry, a little tickle on my throat there. Clayton said, glad you had a great trip. I'm traveling today, so you won't hear much from me during class. However, I want to thank you and all the BetterTrades instructors for teaching me how to trade events like the Brexit. I made real nice returns late last week on Spiders, YM, TF, and CL, which is crude. So the SPY, the Dow, the Russell, and crude. Congratulations, Clayton, and to anybody else that did it. And that's the first thing I'm going to be asking tonight. And the Trader Talk is who traded this thing. I will tell you, I will divulge to you guys tonight what I did in there. I just talked about one trade that I did on paper, of course, but I did not get a really good night's sleep there on Thursday night into Friday, knowing what was going on with the Brexit. I saw it at night. I pulled to Kevin and had my laptop open all night long, running. Jumped up multiple times, alarms set, get me out of bed and so forth to look at what was going on. Now I'll show you guys tonight what it was. Let's see. Tom says, all right, so we already got price sign in there, Tom. So let's go look at Goldman Sachs. Let's see. Yeah, Goldman Sachs, Tom. We recently closed a trade on Goldman, I believe. We did. We recently closed out one bearish trade on Goldman as part of that same mix on the 23rd. And that's, guys, here's the thing. We made $6,000 on Goldman. We got stopped out on this gap up. Had we still been in this trade, we would absolutely be knocking the boots off of this thing because we got in when the stock was at 156 and a quarter. And right now we're at 140. Goodness gracious, it's killing me. So for me, Tom, right now it is all either day trade or wait for the pullback to the moving average first before taking this one. Let's see. So Amazonian. I think Amazon goes up the way that it does, guys, in general because of the way my family spends on it. So you guys should keep your ear open for when we stop buying on Amazon. I got 3 different things I'm looking at it today. So you should keep an ear out for when we stop buying on there. It's probably when Amazon flops. It's right there. Let's see. So we got Amazon. We're in a bearish neutral bias right now. So, yeah. So I'm looking to see, do we break that 683 level there next, Tom? That would be my next push. And then we'll talk there from the 660 and 638 levels to the downside. Google, we made nice money on Google the other day as well. So here's the thing. Clayton said it. Thank you for you guys for teaching me how to trade these types of events. I made really good money on a couple of different positions there that he had listed. And that's really what it comes down to is, can you capitalize on the moves? Are you able to take advantage, see it happening, and say, all right, this is the day. And without fear or reservation, jump out there and place the trade. And that's really what it comes down to, guys, is getting out there and hitting enter on the computer over and over and over and over and over again. So we did a trade on Google. Once again, same thing, right? Where we made $12,750 on Google. Right? Wasn't as big as our price sign was, but I'm not really complaining about it. So look for that 659 level as the next stopping point, but it needs to come back to the 8 first, Tom, before we even consider anything bearish. That's overnight anyway. Tesla. All right. So Tesla's sitting right at the 50, guys. If we get the bounce, it's that inverted or upside down H pattern that we look for. I just don't know if we're there today. I think I gave Tesla a bearish with the pullback to the 8 was my note. So I need that pullback to the 8. I mean, you've got the 8-period moving average at 202.66. You have 202.13, which is the fib line, and you have 200. And the 5 is at 197.78. So overall, we've got a lot of stuff happening overall. Right at that 198 to 202 level. A lot of confluence. 4 different things happening right there. So that's what I'd like to see on Tesla. We got price sign. Okay. So DC Jim said, Rob, are you going to do away with your extreme charts or are you going to keep it? Thanks, Jim. Actually, Jim, no, I'm not going to do away with it. There's an arrangement working right now with Genesis, with those guys, of I'm trying to make some changes to the program even, and with any luck, we'll talk to them about potentially adding some new things in the future for us. So I have, guys, no matter whatever happens, I've used extreme charts from before I ever taught for BetterTrades. I don't have any intention personally to ever give it up. TradeStation is a good program, but it still doesn't allow me the scanning capabilities as easily as I can scan here. It still requires a little bit of programming knowledge or desire to want to learn how to use the programming language, which I don't. That's kind of, the desire to learn how to change the exhaust on my car. Listen, I've got enough knowledge of tools that I can do it, but I'll just bring it to a Meineke and say, change my exhaust. It's just, I'll bring it to a programmer. But I'd rather be able to just do some of the quick things myself. So I have no intention of giving it up, DC Jim, at all. Period, the end, ever. So Judith is asking, Apple, Google, Tesla win. Oh, boy. Judith's like, you ain't going home early? I'll make sure. Let me see if I can come up with more. So, Apple. All right, let's get a little bigger picture. Apple's in a bearish bias right now, guys. Lower highs, we're looking to see, do we push down below the lower lows, down below that negative 272 level of 90. So 90 is our next target. Yeah, an entry opportunity if you were slightly more aggressive when it opened up this morning and started to pull off. That was the potential entry opportunity bearish. I am not, I have an open trade on Apple. See, I have an open trade on Apple. We got it at 95.5, and we took our first exit at 93 because of the gap down. So we were back in a couple of days ago. Nothing to do with the Brexit. It's just pattern. It's all about pattern. So we're looking at 90 as our next target, right? And then down below 90, I have not done that in a long time. Let's see. I added some charts, which is the F11 key. I add some charts to my Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so 90 and 87.5 are the two downside targets that we're looking at there. Win, we're looking for a pullback on win to the 55 period moving average. I mean, I love the move down. I'm not in the trade, and there was no reason for me to take a bearish trade. I would like to have been in it, but I'm not there. Let's see, Amgen. Let's get bigger picture so we can see the whole fib. Here it is. So guys, we've got these tops setting up, and actually we can probably lay in a parallel line off of those that bottom right in there. We're getting down near that low. I'd like to see this get back up closer to the moving average, the 8 line, the pink moving average, right about 150.49-ish. And let's see, AA was the other one. All right, oof. All right, so let's see. Box of neutrality is what we might, that's not really where it belongs. Okay. Kind of missed the bottoms there a little bit. Okay, so that's where I'm looking at as far as a rectangle on AA goes, Judith. So just, trade that between the $9 and $10 levels is what we're looking for in there. I disregard moving averages. I don't worry about the anomalies where we pop to the outside a little bit. It doesn't matter to me there. All right. So Jim had said, is that the H pattern around September 15th? So I knew I saw an H in there somewhere, Jim. I'm going to need you to explain where I was at that time. Because I don't know. This was, 15, 20 minutes ago from when you typed it in. It's just me catching up with all the symbols and stuff, getting asked the questions. So Paulo said, next few weeks, look after the Brexit, what to expect. The reason I'm asking is even with the 4321 points, it seems some good opportunity to add to some positions. Please, some insight would be very helpful. As far as including symbols, Paulo, we're just going to use the same symbols that we use in the insights. I don't have any symbols I'm targeting specific to the Brexit, because I'm trading the big movers. I'm trading the Apples and the Netflixes and the Googles and the spiders, the big movers. That it doesn't matter if news is driving anything, they're involved. Right? If it's a market, news, not I don't mean earnings on Microsoft. I'm talking about news that affects the market, Brexit as the example. These are stocks that tend to move. So those are the symbols I'm using. Still using the 4321. Being cautious on whipsaw, and that's what my biggest fear right now is whipsaw. For a couple of days, it might be prudent to do some day trades just to see what's going on, included along while you're looking at your positions overnight. But I think there's a lot of opportunity out there. It's just a matter of capitalizing on it. Okay, so Denise says 2011 is a long time to go back to draw Fibonacci's. Why did you choose that as your starting point? Because of the major reversal or starting point of where the market started to run. Big picture is what we're looking at there. That 1604 level is big picture. It's not something that is, today, last 6 months. This is big picture. So we're looking at big numbers there. This is the analyst type view of where they see things going to. That's the type of analysis I'm doing there with that, Denise, going back to that level. Okay. All right. Let's see. So Diane was asking YM. Yeah, some great setups on the YM today. We had 100% an AB equals CD pattern today. So we had a nice move down on this, a nice, fairly clean thrusting pattern down. And that pattern started at about 5:20 this morning, 5:15 this morning. Nice move down. Quick retracement back up of about an hour. Sideways move, and then we finally broke the moving averages there. Moving average cross. If you look at right about that 17.125 level, we moved all the way down to 700, 17,700, so 125 point move. Would you have caught all of it? Actually, that right there was a stop out point for some, depending on how tight they were. And that's the thing you're going to have to get accustomed to in this market, is you are going to have to increase your stops or deal with the whipsaw, one way or the other. And it looks like we could be setting an H up in there as well. All right, let me keep going here because I have not seen any new comments in a while. I'm still dealing with some of the older stuff. Let's see. Robert said the pound is getting pounded. Yes, pummeling pound. So Paulo said supposedly 131 is the lowest it has been in some 30 years. That's what I read earlier. It is. And, there were some very smart people from Britain that on Thursday were selling the pound for euro, converting it, pound for euro. And the euro has not been hammered as bad as the pound. But the pound is, and I don't remember if it was 30 years, but it's at multi-year all-time lows. I heard 20 or 30, I don't remember, but I'm going to take it that you were right, Paulo, since you read it today. I just know that we haven't seen it in a very long time, that the pound has been beat up as bad as it is right now. So I definitely see the skittishness there. Where do I see an opportunity to add to some positions? On any retracement back to a moving average level, Paulo, if you're talking bearish positions. Right now, to say when do I see an opportunity to add to bullish, I don't. Not yet. I mean, the market hasn't given it to us. I'm sure it'll be there, but not today. Let's see. Robert's asking about WBA and TRIP. All right, so WBA, so we had a nice move down, sideways, a little bit of chop, good move to the downside. I mean, I'm not a fan of this. It's not the greatest fib you could draw. but it's what the market's handing us. So right now we're below the lowest moving average, which is the 55. The problem is, Robert, my 8 is still the highest moving average. So I would be looking at day trading this position only. I would not be doing anything with this position that that would have me holding something. Not yet, anyway. Sorry about that ringing phone, guys. I'm just not going to answer it. It'll go to voicemail. Let's see. Trip. I'm a little leery about showing this one, guys, because the last time I did it broke out. I showed this at the Trader Success, the Success Symposium, and we just exploded right outside of it after that. It finally came back and is setting right near the bottoms in there, and we also have a fib right inside of here, right? So slight deviation move around those two fib lines. But what a great channel this is setting up to be in there. I absolutely love it. All right, Jeff, go deal with that TSA appointment. I know I have an appointment tomorrow with the passport board since I forgot to renew my passport before going away. And I get an expedited appointment where I can pay an extra $60 to get my passport. Lois, I love GLD and GDX. Right? I think they're great positions. You know, they're both gold, GLD and GDX, right? I thought I saw that twice. Okay, so I love both of those positions. GDX, right? Pulling back a little bit right now. Gold is not going to act as nice as we'd like it to in the turmoil here. There are a lot of people expecting the big move up, but Friday's gap up was an overreaction, I believe. And gold needs to settle out first. Let's see. So Richard said long wicks acting as support from late May, slowing down. Right. Let's see. I don't know what you mean by that, Dr. Tom. Trader Talk open to insights. Oh, students, I think is what. Okay, I see it. It didn't make the last part of the word there. No, the Trader Talk is only if you're a subscriber to the Trader Talk. The Insights is a subscriber to the Insights. Yeah, so Jim said he just renewed on Extreme Charts. Guys, I highly encourage you to get that Extreme Charts renewed. You can call them and ask them for the data without the options. They give you the biggest discount by having the options that are on there, percentage drop. The drop is a lot less when you go without the options, but I still believe it comes out less money for the options data, which you have to be online to use it, and it's all delayed anyway. So Joseph saying 17,711. Yeah, Joseph. I mean, we talked about that at the next step, and that's anybody that wasn't there needs to be, right? Just for that exact reason. Let's see, @YM. So right there, that red dashed line and dashed out is that 17,711. So we blew through it, right? We talked about this on day one, right? As we sat right here and came off of it, and we just plummeted right through there. So the next level down, let me see if I have it open here, is a while. I mean, we got a ways to go to get to the next one. You're looking at 10,946. I don't want to see it get to that level. That's for sure. That would be really, really bad, I think. Let's see. Okay. So Jim said, DC Jim said, Rob, I missed the initial move on price line. However, when I did notice a potential, I did not see the open interest, and I still don't. What am I missing? Nothing, Jim. It was an intraday trade, short term. I don't even remember what the open interest was on Friday for Friday's options. But it's all, I don't have an option station open. Now, let me open that up. I didn't. And for the day trade, sometimes on a price line, you don't have a choice. I just want to make sure there is some, but a lot of times you're just not going to get the 100. A lot of people aren't spending those huge numbers. Let's see. So it all depends where you're going. So if you go a little bit out of the money, there are some, but you're not getting a whole lot with the bigger deltas on them that have that kind of availability to them. But as for a gamma trade, you can. So here we are Monday, right? So we got another week left on this option here. So you won't get a lot of it, Jim. Not in the money, that's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Robert said he renewed the extreme charts without the options data. Yeah. Paulo said, yes, it's much cheaper. I renewed not long ago without options. Ed is asking, when is my next step? Ed, I have decided to take the summer off. So my last one for the summer was Thursday and Friday of last week. I need to get my wife straight with some stuff. So we're going to kick off our weekend or our summer with our cruise coming up. And then I've got 2 or 3 other small trips planned. I'm actually working one now for, I got to talk low so she doesn't hear me, for Myrtle Beach, to get her down there for a couple of days as well. And just try to get her out of the mode of normal and just a little shock and awe. So I don't have one scheduled, that is what I'm telling you. Let's see. Denise said H patterns for a very large bum. H pattern for a very large bum trip. I'm not sure what you meant by the bum. I'm sure it's an abbreviation for something. I'm just not thinking what it is. Okay, it looked like a large chair. Never mind. Okay. Gotcha, Denise. You're welcome, Robert. I think Trip is a great stock. You guys should have it on your system. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So DC Jim said, Robert, it only cost me about $350 for the year for extreme charts without the options. There you go. Versus $420. It's still $80 of savings. Why spend it if you don't need it? Diane said, just closed out of the YM with a $700 plus $700 on 4 contracts. Congratulations. Congratulations. Patricia, I can't unmute you. It's all you. Trip said, gee, thanks. Trip's a great stock to trade, my friend. You saw it. You guys saw me teach it, those that were there at the TSS, and we skyrocketed right after that. So, guys, if you look, let's go look at YM for a minute and see if there's anything setting up now. Not really. Not a great setup. Moving averages are starting to cross. I'm going to go ahead and bring that back. Let's go ahead and draw that in there. And we were sitting right at that 50% as we rolled over. We've got a 2 standard deviation move from 66 down to 11. So we'll call it 60 to 10, 50-point move. Not bad. Really not bad whatsoever. Watch the bounce. Look for the comeback to the moving average and the rollover. And there's the potential opportunity for the bearish trade is right from there. Right, but not until it does that. Where are we now? It's just shy of 1 o'clock. You're still at lunch, right? As far as the market's concerned, we're still at lunch. And guys, if you have not gone to the SIBO, you know, I know I heard something that Bill has an event coming up there shortly that they're doing an advanced event. I would highly encourage you guys to get there and get to that event. Just the opportunity to get down on the SIBO floor was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, and especially on a day like Friday. The VIX pit was just lit up. For those of you that know Grant, 14-year-old boy that trades with BetterTrades, that learned to us when he was 9 years old, He sat in the back of the room the entire second day so he could sit right by the glass and listen for the outbursts on the VIX. And he traded some of the non-funded, traded some of the VIX as well through the day. So it was phenomenal. Guys, keep your eyes on some of these movers today. NASDAQ is another one. Right, great move to the downside there. Good strong move. Quick fail, quick fail. But if we go ahead and bring it in, you can see the gap down. We closed that gap right here. We closed that gap up from this morning, which gave us the opportunity to fail yet once again. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. As I said, this is the last one I'm going to do for a couple of weeks. I will be back at it right after, around the 17th or so ish. I don't remember the date. But right after we get back from our vacation, so let's see, June, July 18th, it looks like. You are quite welcome, Patty. Thank you, Denise. I plan on having a ton of fun. Yeah, Richard, it's all about relax and enjoy, right? My only disappointment is we only have one day at sea. All other days are at port. So all the travel is at night. So, and that's because we're leaving from Puerto Rico. It's like a 15-minute ride to get to the next city. Yeah, I appreciate that, Dr. Tom. Yeah, I will do that, Paulo. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You have yourself a wonderful and glorious day. God bless, and I'll see you all. Watch the setup happening now on NASDAQ, guys. I'll see you all come back in a couple weeks. And for those of you that are in the insights and such, listen out there for how I'm going to continue all that stuff as much as possible. There'll only be really 1 week that I'll miss out there at all. All right, see you all soon. Take care, folks. Thanks. Appreciate it all. All right.